Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Silent Hunter 5. Where we last left off, we were making our way up to Norway. We took a little bit of damage from, if I remember correctly, a freighter. And it was not repairing itself. Well, it's repaired itself now, so our hull integrity is at 100%. Not that that was damaged. What was damaged was our periscopes. So we can see our observation periscope is fixed, and our attack periscope is slowly fixing itself up, which is good. It's only at 95%, so it's still highly usable. And the one last thing I want to check. Good. I'm glad Joseph is feeling better. That makes me happy. Actually, no. You know what? We're going to do that. So, the mission. The mission. Let's pretend like we're actually looking at the map. Well, we are looking at the map. Whatever. So, we can see it is April the 7th, 1940. Midday-ish. Right? Yeah. Well, if you want to know the time... Exactly. There we go. Okay, so we've got a British task force coming in tomorrow, April 8th, 1940, and according to these red lines, they're going to be coming up into this area here. By the 11th of April, we will need to have attack ships within Narvik area of operations all done, or attack British ships entering Norway's territorial waters all the way done. The way things are going... I'm not sure we necessarily need to, complete everything here. Like I say, we only need 2 more Iron Crosses to finish, and they're big ones. So I don't understand what that means. Those could just be bonus missions or something. Regardless, Operation Ubung? Operation this is going to give us 3, so there's going to be more than enough to finish that off. How's our depth doing? We're doing 15 meters. I likes it. Let's go see if we can hear those British ships coming yet. And I will actually crank the sound on my headphones so I can hear. And terribly sorry for the lack of narration. I was just apparently really concentrating on listening. Which is a good skill to have in life, to listen. Take that as you will. So, nothing's coming. Oops. Let's get up to surface depth. My brain's running a bit slow. I went camping last night. A friend of mine turned 30. And so a bunch of us went up to surprise camp, which, that sounds like a fun idea. But because in my wonderful northern country of Canada, even though it is late April, and I'm sure a lot of people in a lot of other countries are like, it's spring, it's wonderful. It was 1 degree Celsius this morning when we woke up, and there was about, 5-ish centimeters of snow just scattered about. So, it wasn't exactly... a restful night. Of course, it was camping, so there was a lot of beer consumption by a fire as well, so you'll have to forgive my slowness. Hopefully it doesn't get us killed. That would be depressing. Anyway, we got no sound contacts in and around this area. We got about half a day to kill before the British start coming along, so what I'm just going to do is do a little bit of a surface patrol. I make sure I wind up facing the right direction so I can use my genius tactic of staring straight down a destroyer and not being able to hit them with torpedoes to great effect, I would imagine. But hey, you know what? You guys don't need to sit around and see me sail around the ocean, and to be quite honest, I don't think I could talk that long. So what I'm going to do is just be back when something interesting happens. Alright, so it is still the 7th. But we've picked up 2 military contacts over here. And they are about 14 kilometers out. So we're going to go see if we can't find out who they is.
New contact, warship, moving slow, constant distance.
I mean, I guess really instead of surfacing, what I probably should do is use the observation or attack periscope, both of which are repaired now, which is good news. But, I mean, it's pretty foggy out. A little bit of that is my gamma correction, but I think most of that is, you know, it's foggy. Right, Dieter? Okay, cool. So hopefully, you know, they won't see us before we see them. Kind of the par for the course for this series. We want to see the enemy units. We don't want them to see us. Because we wouldn't be much of a silent hunter. Well, granted, I mean, silent hunter has nothing to do with being visually spotted. So that's a moot point that I was going to make. I'm not even going to bother making it now. Regardless, we are going to lay in our intercept course and hopefully find out just who exactly we're facing. I have a feeling they're going to be Norwegian, but if they're British, then that means, you know, the Brits have shown up, and that is well within the arrow pointing, and it's now officially three military contacts. That seems to me like it might be an invasion force. And and by we're, I mean Germany, obviously not the Defiance is invading Norway. If it was just the Defiance that was invading Norway, the invasion wouldn't last long, and, you know, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't end well. Let's just see. Nope, that was just a spot on my monitor. I thought I maybe picked up a ship on my little mini map, but no. No, I just need to clean my monitor. So, hey, I mean, at least I learned that today. Can't say I didn't learn nothing today. Certainly need a brush up on the English grammar and things like that. All right, so we got no sign whatsoever of these enemy warships. Yeah, let's... There we go. That's the depth that I wanted all along. So I'm not going to bother using that periscope because I don't think that's going to be useful at all. Let's see. It sounded pretty loud, and I'm really not sure why. Okay, so those are definitely those guys. Have we got anything else? Probably not. And I would obviously like to know how quick these guys are going. And I'm sure if I did some math stuff by putting a mark here and then waiting and then putting another mark and doing measuring and, you know, complicated things like that, I could figure out pretty quickly how quickly these guys are going.
Half speed ahead.
I'm going to go my easy route instead because I like easy. Although, let's see if we can't
Recharging batteries.
get a rough idea of where these guys are going to go. I probably should have stayed underwater to do that, but I have a feeling that, I mean, that should get us on an intercept course. Well, we can get out of that. I don't need to hear my engine running. We're on the surface, so we're making good speed, at least 18 whole knots. Seas are kind of rough, so we're not hitting the peak efficiency of 20, but I'm okay with 18. 18 is still quick for me. So, yeah, still can't make any sort of visual contact. I will be back when I do. All right, so we found them. We got at least 3 in visual range, and they're going 15 knots. So I've pushed ourselves up to go as fast as we possibly can. And we can just make them out in the fog, which I would assume means we're still a ways out of a torpedo lock. But at least we're in visual range now, so we can actually see these suckers. And hopefully, I can get on a good intercept course.
New contact. Warship moving slow. Constant distance. Bearing 345. Long range.
All right, so we have got, well, looking at the formation, it certainly looks like we've got a bunch of escort ships. That much is for certain. Unfortunately, I thought these were the front ships in the formation, and they are not. They're the rear ships, which is going to make catching them a little bit difficult. But we're going to adjust our course a little bit, hopefully play in to the direction they're going. And so if we go pretty much the same direction and sort of angle ourselves in, we should be able to catch them, I'm thinking. Granted, they're going 4 knots faster than we are, and our battery power is going to be dropping insane amounts. So what I could try doing, because we've got the weather on our side here, I could actually try surfacing and getting closer, which is, I mean, it's risky. I don't want to take any more shots, but, you know, sometimes you got to take risks in life to get ahead. So I'm really not thinking we're going to be able to pull that off here. By the time they get here, we're not going to be there. And from what I've learned too, even if we hit an escort, the rest of the ships are just going to keep going the same speed. So ideally, we could hit whatever it is they're escorting. And I can't quite see that yet. So we're just going to be dependent on hitting these suckers and hoping we can catch them and hit them. So with that being the case, let's get on the surface and see if we can't get closer just a little bit.
Recharging batteries.
So there's their visual range. Let's see, can I get... No, it's not showing me where they're going to be. And how close are we?
Periscope depth. Extreme speed ahead.
Okay, kick that fast speed up. While we're on the surface, we'll burn a little bit of fuel, but we'll build up some speed to help us go under quicker. And in fact, we can see we should be going under much quicker. Come on, get under. We're not taking shots yet, so that's good. But it's probably just a matter of time before we start getting the attention of those ships over there. Anyway, now with us safely underwater, we can deploy our periscope. Dieter, you might want to get inside the ship, buddy.
Recharging batteries. Current depth 10 meters.
What do you... What? What do you mean I can't target this fucker? Why is that not a target? Why is this not a target anymore? Oh. That could be why. Alright, so that guy, wherever he was, he's too far out of range. This guy isn't. And I'm hoping we can get up there, but we're just too slow underwater is our big problem. 11 knots is not going to be fast enough. No matter how I work this. To try and catch them. That's not going to happen. So, I mean, we could...
New contact. Warship moving slow. Moving away. Bearing 4. Long range.
Yeah, moving away. Definitely moving away. I could just shoot it and hope. It seems like such a waste. But wow, this is a much bigger convoy than I thought. Although those guys look like they may have dropped back a bit. How quick is everyone going? 15 knots. Everybody's going 15 knots. They're certainly not staying in formation, and I'm wondering why these guys in the back here are going a bit slower. It gives me a little hope. I might not be able to catch these guys, but I might be able to intercept, say, this one back here. See if I can even see him. No. It's too damn foggy. And this is definitely not going to happen. What to do, what to do. Well, and it looks like there's a ship here. It's just not doing anything. Maybe they'll hit. And then I can get credit for some kills, right? We'll just fire off a couple of torpedoes into the great blue yonder. And... let's see. Yeah, we're not going to be able to catch that guy either. Our best chance, our best hope really was this guy, but there's no way I'm going to get the speed on him to actually get a good torpedo shot off. And really, all we're doing now is just absolutely killing our battery power. I might have to hold back surface and then just reposition myself for a better attack. Because I'm not catching these guys underwater. Okay. We'll slow down. And obviously we're not going to surface now because we're well within range of these guys' guns. That's got me wondering, though. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll just let these guys go off in the ether. We know what direction they're headed. We know where they're headed, basically. They're headed up to Narvik. So, really what we could do... oops.
New waypoint, course 29.
Is try to head them off around here. Because, I mean, I don't know if they will actually sail into Narvik. It would be amazing if they would. And if they're going to, I really should have put myself somewhere like here or here or here. Here would have been perfect to set up a little hunting ground, provided it's deep enough. But this way, I should be able to, you know, continually sort of pop down, keep my hydrophone on them, and then get up to here and get myself in a good position to sink these guys. So let's work on that assumption, and we'll just let those guys slip off, slip away. You made it. Congratulations. I'm not pleased about this, but this isn't the last time you'll see Guntram von Babenberg today. Okay, so yeah, in the meantime, once these guys get out of range, I mean, that really should be good enough. We can surface the boat now. And we should Be good to intercept them somewhere up here, I hope. Presuming that's where they're going, they might stop and do a patrol. I don't really know. I'm just guessing that's where they're going to go because Narvik was actually a port that the British defended quite heavily during the war, and it would make sense that they would need a fleet there to do it. So I will be back when I've got a better shot on those guys. See you guys in a bit. All right, so it wasn't much longer, and we've stumbled upon a nice little freighter. So I think what I'm going to do, because one of my mission objectives is, of course, to sink British shipping. Man the deck gun. Get Max up there. Let's see what he can do. And we probably don't need to be going so quick. We can probably turn that down. And then really what we could do just to get nice and aggressive is to go like that. So we're just going to keep them in front of us, Max. All you have to do is just keep lobbing your shots that way. All right. Obviously, we just need to get Guntram involved here. Have we got it ranged correctly even? Yeah, we sure do. We're firing off our high explosive shells, so that should do plenty of damage. Although now it certainly looks like we're undershooting, or shooting over the target. There we go, that's a hit. Yep, there we go. Might move it along a bit. We'll go for a shot there. That should be a hit. There we go. We can see the seas are definitely a little rough today. Hopefully wearing some sort of rain gear. Yeah, let's just keep this 88 warm and firing. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Some sort of explosive shot. That should slow him down, Max. You can continue shooting. I'm going to go investigate the damage. Let's see. Definitely on fire. Anything below the waterline? Any damage yet? Yeah, we got a hole. We got a hole in the hull. So they're taking on water and they're on fire. And one would assume, well, you know what? Mission accomplished. They're sinking. So let's go ahead, replot our course back up to there. And I will make sure to remove myself from the gun, because Max can do a relatively good job on that thing. Resume my position on the conning tower. And let's go watch this sucker enter the bottom. So, if I'm right in my assumption, and I should have done this before, but that is attack shipping within Narvik area of operations. Unfortunately, it doesn't count as attack British ships entering the territory, even though, if I remember correctly, he is flying the naval ensign. So, you know, I guess this isn't technically a British ship, which is a bit rude. I'm sure this crew would probably consider themselves British, if they're flying that flag anyway. But it doesn't really matter, because now this guy is headed for the bottom. Let's see, not really a sunny day, so it's tough to get the sunlight on the sinking ship. I do like that, when you can get the sun above and a ship on the surface slowly not being on the surface. That can be a pretty majestic shot. But as it is, this guy's just going to keep bobbing.
Smoke on the horizon. Bearing 290.
Okay, I need to check that out because, aha! What are you fucking doing? Max, secure the damn gun. What are we shooting? Why that looks like a fucking warship. Why are we shooting that? That is a warship. Why were we shooting that with a deck gun? Sometimes, man, the Defiance crew, I don't understand them. Okay, let's get Tube 5 up. And if we could get under, we might be able to get a good shot off on this guy. In fact, if we increase speed just a little bit, no, that's going to be too much.
New contact. Warship moving slow. Closing. Bearing 264. Medium range.
And they are coming for us. Okay.
Shut down diesel engines. Recharging batteries. Current depth 10 meters. Minimum speed ahead. All
Let's see if we can't reverse a bit. We should be good. I mean, 180 is going to be the front of this tube. So if we can just back up a little bit here. Although this guy's really cooking it in.
New contact. Warship moving slow. Constant distance. Bearing 299.
Where is he? Right there. Okay. So let's get our speed up a little bit. And indeed, let's stop. So about there is going to be where the target markers intersect. It's going to take a little bit of manual twitching here. Please intersect on the screen. All right, so we got our rear-facing torpedo in the water. Hopefully it hits this guy, although this ship here is freaking hoofing it. 36 knots, 34 knots. They were definitely coming
Warship moving slow. Constant distance.
to the aid of that freighter. They're definitely looking for submarines. Thankfully, we've got interior stores on the rear torpedoes. So that's good. Now, hopefully, it's just a matter of this torpedo doing its job, and it's not going to do its job. They must have pulled some evasive maneuvers or something. That's obviously the only way possible that I could miss a shot like that. So here's the problem. These ships are behind us, and although I imagine they'll start their little circles.
New contact. Warship moving slow. Constant distance. Bearing 251.
Okay, so they're doing their circles there. What we're going to do is come back this way. And I mean, obviously not that extreme, but something around like that. And let's find these guys, because what these guys are doing, they're just looking for a submarine. They know there's a submarine out here. They just don't know where. And thankfully, we positioned ourselves differently. Oh, I guess it helps if I give myself a little bit of engine power to pull this maneuvering off. Although one would imagine now they can definitely hear us. I'm well aware it missed. Not happy about it, but, you know, what can you do? All right. So is there any particular reason? There we go. Although maybe this guy might be an easier shot. Although these guys are freaking hauling ass. And no, they're definitely concentrating a little bit of a circle in this area. So let's spin ourselves around a bit more. All right. Now, where did these jerkwads go? Okay, there's one. Ooh. Rough seas, 2 ships. Hello, you're close. That's just a bit too quick. If we pull that down, no, that's going to be way too tight of a shot. This guy's definitely coming in close, though. He sees us. So now my question is, what about this guy? That's going to be too quick. This might just be a bit too tight. Hello! And you can notice there, all of the ice on the ships. That's pretty cool. And come on, come on. Close enough, although that's probably going to be a miss. Should have waited. Should have been patient. But, needless to say, things are getting a little bit hairy at the moment. I'd like to see if that shot's going to get an actual hit. We are back up on the rear tube. So let's see that. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get enough speed out of that. And that was definitely a miss on that last torpedo.
All stop.
All right, we can cut the engines.
Target marked.
All right, let's see. What are you guys up to? It's weird that this ship isn't actually showing up anywhere. So actually trying to track a shot on that guy is proving to be a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. And that guy's hauling ass on out of here, so that's not going to happen. But hey, at least we got one British ship sunk. Alright, so actually it looks like they're going to be returning to their little fleet. Alright, well in that case,
New waypoint. Course 213.
we'll see if we can tempt them.
187.
Then we'll just head back up. But it doesn't look like these ships have any sort of sonar, which is weird that you would send, you know, submarine hunting vessels or something to hunt a submarine that doesn't have the ability to actually hunt a submarine. Doesn't make much sense to me. That torpedo is not going to hit, by the way, so don't bother tracking it. Okay, we can safely surface. Get out of map view, pop down the periscope, and then head on back up to deck when we can safely get out there without having to swim. Just sort of keep our eye... Yeah, you're definitely pointing the right direction, don't worry. We just want to keep our eyes out here, just to make sure. Can we, like, unmark that target? I'd really rather not have our deck gunner just start unloading on destroyers. That seems dangerous. Although I guess, well, that's still marked. We know where they're at. So that keeps things going pretty safe. All right, I'll be back when something exciting happens, guys. And almost like it was planned this way, we've come up about halfway up into this, I don't know, inlet, bay, massive fjord. I'm not really sure what it is, but it certainly sounds like there's a bunch of ships behind us. So what we're going to do is try and get ourselves spun around. That is much too far out. We only need to go about there, kick up our speed to 2, and now let's hop up into our periscope and see if we can't see anything. On our voyage up to this location, what I did was I took our 2 external reserve torpedoes, brought them inside. I figured they'd do us better good inside the ship and able to reload. So we've got a total of 12 torpedoes. which, you know, basically is enough. There's my tactical analysis of the situation. 12 torpedoes is enough.
New contact. Warship moving
So
slow.
this is-
Closing. Bearing 237. Long range.
Okay. Whoa.
New contact. Warship moving slow. Closing. Bearing 11. Long range.
This is good. This is what I like. Okay, I think I can make them out. Just over there. Okay, yeah. Oh. Oh, my. Yes. Okay. Good. Right. Hold on. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. We don't need that. Okay.
New contact.
Because these guys are going to be moving quick.
Bearing 358. Long range.
So there they are. And they're still a ways out. Okay. So we've got how many? They're about 5 clicks out. That is fine. What I want to do...
Waypoint. Course 38. Returning to
Slow
course.
speed ahead.
Let's just get ourselves into a better shooting position. And considering the angle they're coming at,
All stop.
this should work out okay. So we're not actually facing them head on. We are going to be on a bit of an angle, which makes shooting them much easier. Let's get our front torpedoes up, because that's what we're going to be pointing at the enemy. And then it's just a matter of picking our targets and letting these torpedoes fly accurately, which is something that I haven't been doing so far tonight, or today. These guys are only going to be going 15 knots, which is good. That's much more manageable. All right, let's get that lock up, and let's get that torpedo speed as quick as we can. So we're not moving. Well, we're going 2 knots. They are moving. This makes it good. So about there, maybe even about there would be where I want to let this torpedo loose. Obviously going to be able to adjust that. It's night, so their ability to spot this should be more difficult. I guess not their ability to. Their ability should be hindered. And I certainly hope it is. Because if we can get a shot off on this lead ship, then the rest of this convoy, that should be pretty good. What do we got down there? Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna do this guy first. He wants to be at the head of the convoy. This is the risk he takes. And in fact, I could possibly put that down a little bit.
Switching to impact detonation only.
We'll make sure our magnetic...
Detonator switched on.
We'll make sure that is on. Thank you very much. I'm guessing Dieter, you're just barking all these orders. Slowly. Maybe a little bit of an adjustment. Maybe a bit more. We'll see. At least, you know, this targeting reticule isn't jumping all over the place and losing the lock all the time. That much I do appreciate about a shot like this, as opposed to being 100% totally head on. And in 3, 2, 1.
2, 1, los.
Okay. Time for a new target. What do we got there? He's still too far out. That guy, however, is looking pretty close. So let's get tube 2 up. And ready. And again, I'd love to watch these shots go in. But at the moment, I'm just more concerned about making sure I get my next shot lined up and ready to go. Well, I guess we could quickly take a look. That's looking pretty good. Might be a bit ahead, now that I come to think of it. But that's okay. We've still got 11 torpedoes. Come on. Come on. And los! Alright. So that's shot 2. So that torpedo missed, but hey, maybe it'll continue on and hit something else. I'm not really sure. Can we get a shot off on whatever it is they're escorting? Looks like we might be able to here. And whatever it is, it looks like a pretty big ship. Although I guess, really what I should do is go back to this guy. Because we did miss him. And that's not exactly a good thing. We've missed our shot there. We should be able to get one off on speed 2, going as fast as we can, perhaps? Although you have to wonder at this stage if it wouldn't be better to just fire at that, I'm going to guess, a battleship in the middle of this thing. Although this looks like a pretty safe shot here. I'm thinking that other torpedo was a miss as well. I don't know what's with my shots today. I'm lining up the 2s. And los. There we go. I feel good about that shot. And now, where is that big guy? Oh, Shiza. Okay, well that's sloppy, but it's a big ship, so... Man! None of my shots are hitting today. That should be a hit, though. Without a question, yeah, that's a hit. So that's good. Let's go take a look at that. Nice big hole right underneath the tower. My preferred location on a destroyer shot. Perhaps setting the depth a bit lower just caused that first torpedo to miss. I'm not entirely sure. But we definitely got a lot of torpedoes in the water now. Wishing I also didn't get the realistic reload times. Let's see if we can't find this guy. Where are you at, torpedo? Oh, here it comes. Oh, that could be a good shot.
Torpedo impact.
My, what a big ship.
Torpedo
Oops.
missed, sir.
And my, what a big hole. However, I don't think one hole is going to be enough for a ship that size. Might be enough to slow it down, though, and we can see it's already going 14 knots. We've sunk one destroyer there. These guys are going to continue... Oh, maybe not. Maybe they're going to be slowing down as well. I'm okay with that. I approve. Royal Navy. We're going to swap over. Actually, what I want to check with that destroyer going down... Yeah, that hit. Okay, that's good. That counted, which makes me think a freaking battleship is going to count for a lot when it comes to weight, like ship weight, towards my score. So this battleship right here has become my critical #1 target. And it's still going 14 knots, which is a bit of a concern. And we can hear those sub-hunters looking for us. That guy's very close. No doubt can see my periscope sticking out of the water. That guy's going down. Really, I just want to keep this guy up. So if I need to, I can get another shot off relatively quickly. Come on, load, 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 men, load. There we go.
2, 1, ready.
Okay, let's see. Can we pull that up? We can. And I don't like this. What about like that? That seems crazy. Okay. New plan. We'll get him with our rear-facing torpedo tube. Because that shouldn't be too difficult. Where's this guy located? Almost perfectly in position, actually. That was too early. I don't feel good about that shot. That is for sure. Let's find that battleship. There it is. And let's swap over to tube 5. Yeah, I'm really not feeling good about that shot. Oh, but it's gonna hit.
Torpedo impact.
So that's exciting. Let's go check out another hole right where I likes it. Should be sending that ship quickly to the bottom. Let's keep our eyes on this guy. And in fact, let's get that in because... Oh...
Firing tube 5.
That may be a bit early, but it's a big ship. So I'm going to assume that that's going to be okay. Yeah, that's definitely going to be fine. Right? No! Arg! Okay. Great.
Torpedo impact.
Oh. I guess it did hit. So that should be 2. Oh, what the heck? I cannot believe what I'm seeing. I have a feeling my other torpedo, if I look down, probably cut this destroyer in half. Regardless, the battleship seemed to think that it was a good idea to just power through the destroyer that was in front of it. I can't imagine that's healthy for either ship. But hopefully I will be able to use that to my advantage. Hopefully that'll sink the battleship. And then we won't have to worry about putting another torpedo in it. Regardless, we are going to need to spin ourselves around and get a better... Well, we can just probably do that.
Point. Course 103. Returning
Minimum
to course.
speed ahead.
In fact,
Slow
2...
speed ahead.
Nope.
Minimum speed ahead.
Minimum. I guess if that guy's only going 2 knots, we don't necessarily need to worry about doing this turn quickly. Yeah, if we could get onto that tube, that'd be just fine. All right, and once we get into position...
Tube 2 ready.
Perfect. Okay, what I want to do is just go check out what the hell is going on. So this battleship has made it past that destroyer and is probably going to try and steam on ahead. but I would imagine it's pretty damaged. However, it certainly does look like it's picking up speed. So let's see if we can't get this shot off quicker than later. Screw it. We'll see if that's going to be quick enough, or, you know. It's a big ship.
All stop.
I'm actually kind of liking that look. I'm liking this, the way this torpedo went. If I can just go under and find it. Maybe I'm not liking where this torpedo went. Let me just get in close. Oh, lucky maneuvering. That guy's pulling around, trying to see what's going on, perhaps coming back in for another look. So basically, I let that shot go far too quickly on the battleship.
Half speed ahead.
But what I want to actually do is kind of go up this way.
Course 324. Returning to course.
In a vain attempt, obviously, to keep my eye on the battleship prize here. This has the potential for being another very long video. My apologies. But I really want to sink this battleship. We are running out of torpedoes, too, I might add. This is all we got. Well, and one in the rear. So, regardless of what happens, we're going to have to head back and resupply. We're really not going to be able to catch those guys, are we? 69% battery power? That's, whoa, jumping around like a crazed person. At least it almost looks like these escorts are just going to kind of... oh, well, no, the battleship is picking up speed now. It's returning to its usual incredible speed of 20-some-odd knots. I'm curious why this guy's only going 5.
2, 1, ready.
We can just try and keep it like that.
Half speed ahead.
Let's see. Oh.
2, 2, ready.
What is up with this guy? It's just a destroyer that's on fire? Enlisting? Okay. This guy, pretty safe to say this guy's going under. So we don't need to worry about adding to his woes, making his life a little harder, any of that. We're just going to kind of continue on in that direction. This guy is not a threat. And I think with that fleet leaving, it is going to be a good place to leave the video. So let's go ahead and save this. We will overwrite our Norway save. Thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching. And we'll see you next time.